All right, Jeff and Jeremy here. It's KZOZ online at KZOZ.com. It's 7 minutes after 8 o'clock. And today we start the 12 days of Christmas. That's coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Also going to make an announcement for the next big show coming to Vina Robles, the kickoff. Maybe it's the kickoff of spring and summer. I'm not really sure. So we'll get to that coming up here in just a few minutes. Kind of some good news stories. Where did this go? This was pretty interesting. A woman in Alaska decided that she was going to try to help out her neighbors that lived way out, that you could only get to by, horse, buggy, or airplane, I guess. So she flew her Cessna, or her whatever you want to call that damn thing, up in Alaska, a small one-engine plane, dropping turkeys off in their front yards. Just toss them right out of the plane so they could have a nice turkey for Thanksgiving.
Were they frozen?
I'm guessing they were, right?
Oh, God.
Well, if they were frozen, airdropping them frozen turkeys. Yeah, they were frozen. Maybe she didn't do it on Thanksgiving. Maybe she did it. You'd have to do it like almost a week before, right? I think our bird was 16 pounds, and it said we had to have it in the fridge by the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
Well, I guess at least
when I took it out on Wednesday to brine it, it was still frozen.
I guess at least in Alaska, you have big front yards.
Yeah, you got a lot of space there. So just as long as you don't drop the turkey too late and it goes through the person's roof.
Yeah, like in San Luis Obispo, where they put there's a house that was built on the lot in the 60s, then they built another one in the 80s, and then recently they built another one. Not much yard. Can't do that in San Luis Obispo. But I'm guessing in Alaska you could probably get away with it. Okay.
And then let's see. Another guy decided to spruce up his neighborhood for his wife. He's a retired Marine vet. This is kind of a cool story. And he decorated all the houses on their street with Christmas lights. He had the lights. He went out and got them. And he said he just wanted to make his wife happy.
This is his labor of love. And I said, are you crazy? But he did it. I think the whole neighborhood is just feels very blessed to have him in this neighborhood.
If it wasn't for my wife, I don't know if I would have done it. But she wanted Christmas, so I'd give it to her. I'll do anything to make her happy.
I didn't know what to think, but I'm glad he did it. I love him.
And to think that he's done all this work just to make her happy. That's what Christmas and love is.
Yep, that's it. Whoops. So anyways, there you go. That's 74-year-old John Reichert. I wish he was my neighbor because I still haven't got my lights up yet. I've been trying to get this company to call me back, and I've left 3 messages, and apparently they must not be doing it, or they must just turn their phones off.
Maybe it's too late for these companies,
It's December 2nd. It's not too late.
Well,
what do you mean it's too late?
I don't know. There's people in my neighborhood, literally 5 days after Halloween, had them all.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
Up all the. I
don't celebrate Christmas until after Thanksgiving. Now it's time. Our tree isn't up yet. We're going to get our tree and all that kind of stuff.
I did the lights on the house this weekend while cooking a turkey, and then realized the heating element in the turkey broiler went out sometime after we checked the temperature the first time. Because I opened
a turkey broiler.
I shouldn't say it's an electric broiler. It sits on the top of the counter. You plug it in.
Is it like a crock pot?
Kind of, yeah, except for it's a broiler. It's a great little.
Oh yeah. It's bigger. It's bigger than a crock pot, but it's not as tall. You put a lid on it, right? I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it'll fit a turkey perfect.
What's wrong with the oven? The oven fits the turkey.
The oven
would
have worked. The Oster broiler lasted 5 years, and then
well, it's an Oster.
So we had a Thanksgiving asides, and I got to tell you, the joy on my kids' faces when I said, "Oh well, it looks like you guys are going to have chicken nuggets for Thanksgiving," was overwhelming.
You must be that bad at cooking a turkey, huh?
No, well, when it's not cooked, then yes, nobody wants to eat that.
Why did you just put it in the oven? You just put it in the oven.
No, because at that point we didn't know how long it had come down in temperature. I mean, when I stuck the thermometer in it, I wanted to see, and it actually cooled down from 135 to 110 at some point during that process, and I was like, I don't know, nobody's risking this. Plus, if we finish it in the oven, it's going to end up taking another 2 to 3 hours. It was already 4 o'clock at this point, because I was like, keep looking at the turkey. It's got a little window on the electric broiler. I'm looking at the turkey. I'm like, man, that's not browning up like it should be browning up. So we got a good about.
As long as it gets to 165, you would have been fine. As long as it gets to temperature, you would.
Yeah, but it would have been gross. Like, I don't know. Like, who knows? I'm not risking it.
So you threw it away?
Turkey.
You threw the
and nobody
turkey
likes
away.
turkey anyways. Turkey's gross.
No, it's not. Turkey's great. I had turkey all weekend. I had a friend that spatchcocked. Is that how you say it? Where you cut the turkey in half and you put it on the grill? It's a fairly newer thing. You look confused, so I'm guessing you've never heard of it. But they'll cut the bird in half, and they'll butterfly it out and lay it right on the grill.
Yeah, never heard of it. It doesn't sound appetizing, whatever you just said.
It wasn't as, I'll be honest with you, it wasn't as good as mine. I cooked in the Traeger. But
well, yeah, everything you do is perfect, right? I mean,
no, it's not everything I do. It's the Traeger, man. I don't do anything. Honest to God, I put it in there at 350. 4 hours later, it was done. It was moist, juicy, made gravy out of the drippings. Oh, so good. Still got leftovers. Matter of fact, I haven't even had breakfast yet, so that's going to have to happen in the next couple of hours. Plus, the 12 Days of Christmas, day number 1. We'll ask question number 1 today. We'll reveal prize number 1 as well. That's coming up just after 9 o'clock.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.
This is a good Thursday night game this week. Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions kind of let the Chicago Bears come back into that game on Thanksgiving. And they, like it seemed like every other play, a defensive player was getting hurt for the vaunted Detroit Lions defense. So it should be interesting to see, starting today, what players are going to be able to go this week for the Detroit Lions. Green Bay might be able to sneak one on the road. Remember last year they played each other on Thanksgiving, and Green Bay put the hurt on the Detroit Lions. Maybe Green Bay's got their number. I know they played a close one earlier this year in crappy weather, because it's always crappy weather in Green Bay. Speaking of crappy weather, what did you think of last night's game?
Well, first off, I want to say we got to say a shout out to Roxy Reaney.
Yeah.
That was what we kind of skipped over that.
Yeah, that's nice, because it's nice that we get to go deep with some of these artists that we don't get to go deep with.
I really, yes, I'm enjoying this pick. We play a lot of Zeppelin, we play a lot of Van Halen, we play a lot of Aerosmith. We play so when somebody plays an artist or picks an artist that we can go deep with that we don't normally play, it's kind of nice. But anyways, last night's game was epic, wasn't it? I mean, it was just dumping snow. And did you see a fish out of water or what? San Francisco, man, they could not get it done. And I felt bad. I mean, I just feel bad. This team is, I don't know what happened to this team. I don't know what happened to their defense. I don't know what happened. I kind of know what happened to their offense. Now it sounds like Christian McCaffrey's out for the rest of the season due to some sort of knee injury. I don't know the specifics, but that's what I read this morning.
PCL.
So more bad.
Very similar
what is a PCL? Is that like a ligament?
I don't know. They compared it to somebody else's. Oh, Puka Nakua's injury earlier this year that had him sidelined for 7-8 weeks, something like that.
Boy, I'm glad I dumped him off my fantasy team when I had a chance.
Yeah, got a little something for him.
Sorry,
right?
Joey got him. Well, doesn't matter. My season's over. But, I mean, I still have a shot to play for the toilet bowl again. So, hey, I have that going for me. But yeah, what a rough night for the 49ers, and what a big night for James Cook, and what a big night for the Buffalo Bills.
My gosh. How about Josh Allen? Josh Allen threw a touchdown pass.
That's right. Received
a touchdown
and ran
pass.
one in.
And ran one in.
I believe, has that ever happened before?
He's the second player to ever done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And it had to happen. I believe he's the first player to ever do it in a driving snowstorm and a blizzard.
So he threw I'm trying to remember. I can't remember how that. I remember the play. He threw the ball to somebody, then they lateraled it to him, and then he ran it in.
Yes. Okay, threw it to Amari Cooper. And he felt like in the post game, it was hilarious because he said he said, yeah, I felt bad because I felt like it was a bad pass, so I needed to follow up to help him to help block if need be. And I was running, and we made eye contact, and Amari Cooper just pitched it to me, and I caught it and I ran it in. That's all we did. It was just a little yard ball at that point. You gotta hate that if you're the San Francisco 49ers and you're like, dude, seriously with this? I mean, man.
I'm guessing you didn't make your picks this week online because you, Mandy, and Suzanne, who never make their picks, went 14 out of 15, only missing the Baltimore game. Stop with that.
It was
Did you set your fantasy lineup? Did you set your fantasy lineup? Oh, you had time to do that, but you didn't have time to make your picks. Yeah, that's a terrible excuse. Stop with that. Yeah. But anyways, this was it. My point of this whole thing is, if you have a shot at winning this week's Red Zone Challenge, really make sure you pay attention to that tiebreaker score tonight, because everybody,
I'll pick tonight's game,
had a really good week. So it's going to be very important
because there was a lot of Thanksgiving stuff going on, and a lot of with the computer picking. If everybody went 14 and 15, it was all favorites down the line, right?
Well, not everybody. The people that made their picks.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is Thanksgiving week. A lot of people, like on Wednesday, are like scrambling around doing Thanksgiving stuff, and it's like, I don't got time to get to my games. So yes, tiebreaker tonight is super duper important.
Right. This would be a good time for this upcoming week, since it's going to be so busy. We have the takeover, the parade is on Friday. You'll have all kinds of excuses. You could go in today and make your initial picks.
No, why would I do that? I don't even know who's hurt on the Lions.
Boy, Russell Wilson, what an epic day. I mean, over 400 yards.
Cincinnati Bengals,
3 touchdowns.
Cincinnati Bengals defense could make any offense look good, can't they? I feel bad for the Bengals. I think the Bengals average somewhere north of 30-something points a game. And they lose. They've won 4 games this year. Averaging over, they got to average more than any other team in the National Football League per game. And yet they've won 4 games because their defense stinks terribly. Awful. At home, they let the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that's known for running the ball down your throat, come in and score 44 points. Should have been 47, except for they got lucky and blocked the kick.
Hey, do you know how to look and see how many people have perfect weeks so far in the red zone?
Not until tomorrow.
Lawn Boy Kevin wants to know. Okay, we'll look at it.
Not until tomorrow.
Not until tomorrow. We can figure that out. And I'm guessing you're asking how many people have had a perfect week. Like how many people?
It happened a few times last year.
Yeah. I know it's happened once so far this year with one person.
Really?
And they ended up winning.
Was that on a bye week?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It might have been. I think it was mid-season, so probably.
Yeah.
Anyways, so congratulations to Roxy. There's your Metallica. Also want to say congratulations to Kyle Rasmussen, I think is how you say his name. He is the guy that is saving my season. He went 3-0. Nice job. Appreciate you, brother. We're going to hook you up with a $50 gift card to go to the poorhouse and to.
I believe he's the first 3-0 save Jeremy's season guy. Isn't he?
No, I think Dave might have the first week.
He was 3-0 as well?
Went 3-0.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he went 3-0. But yeah, other than that, it's not easy to do that either. 12 Days of Christmas is coming up at 9:05. We'll ask question number 1 and give you the first opportunity to try to win the 12 Days of Christmas. Now, just a quick reminder of how it works. There's 12 trivia questions, and there's 12 days of prizes. And the first person to answer all 12 questions correctly will win the entire thing. Now, you only get a question every time you get a question right. So if whoever gets the question right for day number 1 today, then we'll give you question number 2. We'll just keep going until you get one wrong. But the important thing is tomorrow when we play again, if we get there, you have to start with question number 1. So pay attention to the questions and the answers. Write them down. Put them in your phone because you're going to need those questions and answers tomorrow and every day moving forward to win.
That's the operative word, is write them down. Like make sure you get a pencil and a piece of paper, write them down. So, because you can go back and actually look at podcasts and things like that, and try to figure out what the what the answer is. Ask your friends.
We go through the course of the year through podcasts. I look at our social media pages, and I come up with 6. Jeff comes up with 6, and that's just pretty much what it is. It's nothing terribly hard. It's just if you listen to the show, you may have caught it. Maybe it got stuck in your brain like a song. There's a new song out called Earworm Eraser. It's a song that's supposed to help you get songs out of your head. Like, give me a song to get stuck in your head every time you hear it.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say it, but
it's okay.
Carly Rae Jepsen's "Calling Me Maybe." Still,
how does that go?
Like 10 years ago, that song was big.
Call me maybe. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
How's it go?
I just met you, and this is crazy.
Oh,
here's my number.
That's
Call
never
me
been
maybe.
stuck in my head. All right, so now if that's going to be stuck in your head today, if you listen to this, it's supposed to help. This is an audio track that has different phases in it.
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything, and then that's supposed to erase everything.
I guess. This doesn't seem like it's going to work. Oh, my God. What was that one song we did? The KZOZ Takeover, by the way, this year coming up on Thursday. We're doing nothing but playing your requests. And somebody said that windy song. Everybody knows it's windy. Oh, my God. That song was stuck in my head for like 4 or 5 days. And apparently if I listen to this, it'll erase it. Okay. Anyways, that's a lot of that. Christmas songs get stuck in my head too.
Yeah, especially this time of year. It's nuts. Went to the Christmas tree lighting in Templeton last night.
How'd that go?
There was a split second when they kicked, they have everybody count it down from 10, and then they plugged it in. But then with these LED lights that everybody uses now on the Christmas trees, I think there's a delay. I know this from putting up lots of LED lights on the house this weekend.
There's a delay with LED?
Yeah, you plug it in, and then it takes a second, and then they come on, and there was a split second there where it went to 1, and he plugged it in, and then there was apprehension in his face, and then they all lit up. And he was like, "Oh, thank God!" Isn't that the worst with the Christmas tree
Templeton,
lighting?
not Paso. Paso had their big celebration.
Yeah, that was on Friday. We had other.
It was great. Oh my God,
things.
the park looks amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people showed up. Why'd you go to Templeton?
Because you know my aversion to people. Like I drove around Paso about an hour before. I was like, screw this.
Where is this tree lighting ceremony in Templeton at? Is it in the park there?
Yeah,
right
the church. The church across the street puts it on, and it's a little cedar tree. I'm not a little cedar tree. It's probably about 50 feet tall. But it looks like a Christmas tree. It's the only tree in the park that looks like a Christmas tree. And then they string it up with lights, and you go out there and you meet Santa, and you have a hot chocolate and some cookies thanks to the church. And then everybody sings Silent Night, and then you're on your way. Went to have dinner at Jack's beforehand, watch the snow it felt like winter because you could watch the snow on the game that was following in Buffalo. And it was very, very Christmassy and very small town. I don't know, like Paso Robles, their Christmas light display is incredible. I heard numbers thrown out there that $80,000 was spent on this. Now, I can't confirm that because it was very, it's not like I talked to any officials. It was basically somebody that lives in Paso Robles complaining about the fact that they heard that there was $80,000 of taxpayer money spent on Christmas tree lights. And I was driving downtown yesterday, and
that sounds like a lot, but when you break it down per resident, it's really not that much.
Well, and if it brings people in,
great it is.
If
it brings so good.
Yeah, if it brings people in, and I will tell you this, okay, for the Friday after Thanksgiving, so crowded, like as crowded as any other day of the year.
Right.
in Paso. So I think they made their $80,000 back in tax revenue, or they will over the course of the
Eating
season.
at restaurants, going to wine bars,
God,
buying
yeah,
stuff,
like
shops, staying
it
in
was your
hotels,
nightmare. Like, remember that one time you tried to get a table at like 5 o'clock?
At 2 o'clock. No,
2
it was
o'clock.
2 o'clock. And there was already like lines out the door, and I'm like,
And the restaurants were like, we could get you in at like 9:30.
So I went to San Luis Obispo, where nobody goes, and I had lunch down there at 3:30. We drove around for like almost an hour, walking around trying to find places.
Yeah.
I can get you on a list, maybe 9, 10 o'clock tonight. I'm like, get out of here. This is Paso Robles, all right? This isn't Los Angeles or
The Christmas tree lighting in Templeton was probably at most 150 people. There had to be 600 people just milling around the park. Keep in mind, this is while the sun was still up. So when they actually lit the trees, I have no idea how many people were there because I was far away from that.
Gazebo. I mean, you look out, it was like there was so many people. I mean, God, it looked like there was.
Well, I was driving around down, and we went and walked and checked it out yesterday in the daylight before going to the Christmas tree lighting in Templeton, because that is something I'm going to do on the weekday because it was still a little too crowded for my liking in Paso yesterday. And I noticed that the lights are still plugged in and on. So the electricity, that guy that was telling me it was $80,000, I'm sure he'll have something to complain about.
Don't they have it? Can't somebody go to the Home Depot?
Like
and
get a sensor?
A timer?
Yeah.
Get a timer.
Yeah,
Just get
a
timer.
daylight
I got
sensor.
One in my house.
Something, yeah, a timer. That's what mine are on, too.
Turn it
You're
on,
right.
turn it off.
Sun goes down at 5.
Turn them on.
Gosh. Yeah.
Actually, you probably turn them on at 4.
See,
All right, Aerosmith and Weezer coming up.
I'm going to run for city council.